Padawans of the reject remote mint planet. We are back once again. It is Padajon and Master Teskel, Michaeler Teskel of the. We're back. We're here for the finale of Skeleton Crew. I can't believe it's already here. Thank you all who joined us for our Thick Boy catch-up last week. It was a blast to have all of you back with us again. It's been a real joy. And this whole experience, both us getting to react to something, solo together, plus it being such a lovely show as this, it's been real nice. So thank you guys for being lovely. Leave a like on the video, subscribe, hit the notification bell, all that good stuff.
I think they're gonna stick the landing, John.
I sure hope so.
Do you have any theories?
Yes, I think that Jod Na Nawood is secretly Snoke. Jod Na Nawood will be my Star Wars name. Thanks to Prepper for chopping these highlights down.
Yes, they're amazing.
And
we love
the
them.
tight turnaround.
I have a theory.
We got it. Let's do it. Let's go with the theory.
I have a theory, John. My theory is that Captain Renard is the supervisor.
Oh, that would be so fun. I bet you're right.
I've been thinking about it
and
all
it's both
week.
Jack Black and Lizzo in a trench coat stacked on top of each other.
But will Jedi Jude come back to the light? I don't know.
We'll see.
I don't know.
We shall see.
Hey, I have some exciting news.
What's that?
I, for the first time in my life, will be going to Star Wars Celebration.
Hey, all right.
And not only will I be at Star Wars Celebration, do you know where it is?
In Anaheim?
In Tokyo,
Japan.
I'm going overseas. The rejects take Japan. If you are going to be there, let me know down in the comments. I would love to meet up with you and have a nice hot glass of green tea.
Blue milk.
And blue milk. Blue tea.
Blue-green milk tea.
Blue-green milk tea.
I was going to ask how you're feeling, but you seem like you're feeling pretty nice today.
You know, I'm not going to lie. There's been some pretty awful fires. It has been, honestly, like a really numbing, just like hard not to feel really sad. Had to evacuate, but I got to go back home. And I have to say, it's so nice to be here with you, John.
It is nice to be here with you as well.
Yeah, but it's
a nice respite from everything else.
Yeah, well, I mean, it sort of gets to the heart of why I love Star Wars, right? What really hit home for me was I thought about the pandemic and those early days of it, and that feeling of isolation and everything is off, and you just feel very helpless. And it was really hard, and it currently is hard for I think a lot of people here in LA to not sort of feel the trauma of reliving a lot of those experiences.
Sure.
And, during that time, that's like when I did my rewatch binge of the Clone Wars and then Rebels. And it just like reminded me, especially coming in today, like, oh, thank God for Star Wars.
Yeah.
The good, the bad, and the ugly. Like,
sure enough.
It's always
it's a
wonderful.
privilege to have it all.
Yeah, well, it brings you to a simpler time and a simpler place. And I'm excited to be here. I'm excited that we get to end this journey together.
Likewise.
And
we made it.
And I'm excited that I got to know all of you. I feel like this entire audience was really just like the people that watched it and loved it, or even just liked it. Like everyone, it was just like refreshingly positive.
It makes me excited for more Star Wars things down the line and the potential that we could, obviously, like, it's fun to do it as a trio. I love when you and Greg get together, but like this has been a real treat, and I hope that we can experience something like this again, in the near future.
As one of my great mentors once said,
always two there are, yes.
John, how are you feeling?
I am feeling much better now that you did your Yoda voice. I feel like you pretty much said it all right there. If you want to see the full version of this, if you want to sync up with your own Disney Plus account and enjoy all the little in-betweens and moments that don't make the highlights, place to do that. And obviously it's not the most important thing. So go find a GoFundMe, go find a charity to donate to, or in fact, maybe we'll put this up as like as a free watch along or something like that.
I love that. And I think it's for those of you that are not from LA, which is a lot of you, I'm not from here originally. And I used to have a lot of assumptions about what this place was. And It is just a culmination of ordinary people with crazy dreams and ambitions. A lot of people who moved from all over the place. It's not all just the rich and famous. It's like everyday people just living their lives.
It's all level.
You know, that's exactly it. It's the amazing lady, you know, who's a first-generation immigrant flipping pupusas on the side of the street, and down the street is Steven Spielberg. You have the full juxtaposition of what makes this such a beautiful, remarkably diverse country, and these two communities that were mostly impacted, like, they are true communities in the sense of it's hard not to feel like you're in small town, you know, heartland America with the way that these neighborhoods interact. I'm a New Yorker originally, and my earliest memories are helping out and volunteering after 9/11, and you know, and it's tough, but in the face of tragedy, you see the best of people, and I've never been more proud to call myself an Angelino.
Absolutely.
And let's have some fun. Let's do some lighthearted magic.
Yeah.
And
that's actually, I was going to say, that's a good segue, because oftentimes the best of Star Wars is watching a bunch of people, you know, banding together in a rough situation and lifting each other up out of it. You
out
know?
of the impossible. Should we press that button?
We should. This is an intro podcast at this point, so we're going to do it. We're going to
press the button, then we're going to go into hyperspace.
We're going to do it.
Hyperspeed.
Remember the little red button?
The little red button.
Push the little red button.
Pull the lever, Kronk! Misa Jaja, Misa the supervisor.
I would be down. All right. Oh, with just the sound, so good.
Emissary, how can we thank you?
Reuniting families is all part of what I do.
Oh my.
Jod Na Nawood, at your service.
Are they in any trouble?
Big trouble.
I'm afraid they are. Stealing a ship, breaking just about every security protocol. At Achrann and its safety should be your top priority.
We don't want to interfere with your offloading duties.
Confine them to their quarters.
Oh my.
And I want these droids to keep an eye on
Wow.
them and report back to me on their behavior.
Is that totally necessary?
Yeah, I'm afraid it is. I insist. I got to see firsthand just how troublesome they could be on our little adventure home. Perhaps young Fern here would like to accompany me to meet the supervisor
What?
Oh, interesting.
and learn something about duty, responsibility.
Of course I should accompany her.
Certainly, I'll take special care of both of you.
Oh.
Oh.
He is such a frightening villain.
Yeah. Part of me wonders if he'll just end up like a full-ass villain at the end of this.
Crazier things have happened.
And like, what a great talent to put into the role, that function, you know, of a villain.
Ah, yes. Lean cuisine.
Nothing like a home-cooked meal.
Yep.
Of course, I'm going to have to talk to the proctor so you can take assessment.
It doesn't matter anymore.
You didn't learn your lesson from your little space joyride? You are in big trouble, mister.
No, Dad, that's not what I meant.
If you don't get assessed, how are you going to have a career?
I
Dad,
love this.
there's a lot more to the galaxy than the Great Work.
You think I didn't want to just
The great work.
take off and meet a Jedi? And
He's not even a...
Ooh, yeah, we gotta be careful.
I'm sorry. I saw places out there that made me get how good home is.
Sure.
There are certain people from out there who want to ruin it.
well, that's what the supervisor's for.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh, buddy.
Oh.
Do not be a happy idiot to keep my mind off you.
I tell you, we should keep inflation under control. People really don't mind a fascist in charge.
Oh boy.
Where are you? Neil, I need help.
I'm home, but I'm being watched by the droids. I can't talk, or John will know. I gotta go.
All communication will be reported to the emissary. Who are you speaking to?
Ugh, that's such a sinister voice, skibbity droid bot.
Oh, come on. We need to see Princess Fern. Oh, okay, wait. Okay.
It's very convincing.
Literally all of us.
Yep.
Supervisor. Hello? Hello?
It's just a Zoltan machine. Or Zoltar.
Yeah, it's weird. They just have Dave Filoni plugged into a machine.
It's just a cowboy hat.
And,
Abandoned?
No, it's just, you see, the supervisor so rarely grants an audience.
Oh my. Is it like the big head from... It's Hal.
Farah, I see.
Oh.
One of my most dedicated citizens. I have been watching over you and your daughter with great interest, and I'm pleased to see she has been safely returned.
It's very Palpatine-y.
Yeah, Palpatine.
I am Jod Na Nawood, emissary for the Republic and Jedi.
Oh.
It's a trick.
I must admit,
Woof.
I began to doubt an emissary would ever visit our humble mint again.
Indeed, our apologies. We've had our hands full.
You don't say.
Now, as emissary, I need my other ship, currently in orbit, beyond the Great Barrier.
Why doesn't your second ship simply land as you did?
You ask too many questions of your emissary.
Ugh.
What you need to do right now is obey.
Yup. That red light.
Your other ship may land if you can clear up one tiny detail.
Oh.
You see, the last message from the Republic stated that all Jedi are
Oh,
traitors.
Order
Oh,
66.
snap.
Which are you lying about? Being an emissary or a Jedi?
Wow.
He's a pirate trying to invade the mint.
As I suspected. Seize the impostor.
Fun. Wow. Wow.
Drop the weapon, or you will be stunned.
That's our coordinated dance move. Wow. Damn, he got like
There's really no
clarms.
redundancies here?
What have you done?
Wow.
Bringing Mummy up to speed.
Wow. Wow.
There's really no redundancy of the system? Oh, Lord.
Damn.
How do I bring my other ship through the barrier? Barrier override.
Oh, boy.
You can't.
You no longer issue orders here.
No, this will destroy the barrier. It's essential to our survival. I can give your ship access instead.
Sure.
I don't want to destroy anything. I just want to land my ship. We'll take our fill of credits and we'll go.
Yup.
You'll never see us again. No one will get hurt.
He's lying. He's gonna stay and he's gonna.
Woof.
Oof. I'm like tense right now, dude.
He's so slimy.
I'll show you.
Ah, Gunter. I've seized control of At Achran's systems and cleared the frigate to pass through the barrier. Get down here and begin the invasion.
Come on, Gunter. Tutti frutti summer love. I also love that Jaleel White has just kind of been here.
Yeah, right?
He's just kind of here.
I mean, that's I feel like Star Wars for you, you know?
Look!
What the heck are you
The
doing?
droids were spying on us, but now I can finally tell you. John's a bad guy. He's lying. He didn't save us. He's trying to get us.
Oh, shit. Oh, boy. Yeah, he is very trusting of the systems in place. Wim's dad. Wow.
Wow. What a wonderfully ominous shot. Okay, cinematography.
Stuff like that freaks me out. Like just the idea of seeing something that huge.
I think adding that to the suburban setting really adds an extra layer of, wow.
Yeah. It's got that.
Independence Day, you know?
Sure.
Dad?
He did the bath. If you harm one hair on Neil's head. It looks like a big spread out face hugger, kind of. Just minus the fingers. Oh! Whoa! What the
That feels unnecessary.
Yeah, dude.
Danger, Will Robinson, danger.
We don't need to pillage.
Then we'll go on foot, somewhere safe.
Oh, we can't just run away. He's got fur.
Leave that to the
The
safety
safety
droids.
droids that are all off? No. No one knows what's going on but us. We have to save her, Dad.
Anytime won't do, we'll have to
All
act
right,
now.
kids.
John must have done something to the supervisor. So we have to call for help. But how?
Remember on the hotel planet? The X-Wings chased
They're going to
pirates
call
away.
on the Real Republic.
Oh, the guy. They're going to call the one guy.
The bird lady from the telescope moon knows him.
So we get to the ship, fly out past the barrier, and call her for help.
So we blast off, call the real good guys, and beat the pirates.
There's the title for you. Real good guys.
No, Wim.
I I love him so much.
Hey, Whip, come back here! Come back here!
This guy.
Take a spike. Do it.
We are stopping this right now!
Oh, Dad. Oh, golly.
Pirate invasion? This is phenomenal.
Yeah, man. Jeez, man. And the sinister, like, inverted theme. Oh! Oh!
Jeez. Oh, man.
This is begging to be a ride.
I was thinking the same thing.
Like, Skeleton Crew ride. Let's do
Escape
it.
from At Achrann.
Yeah. Literally just make an escape from Hogwarts, but Star Wars style.
It's been a minute since there's been a really memorable new chase scene.
Oh, wowie.
Gotta go full throttle.
All right, kids.
Punch it.
Wait, I'm heavier than you!
Just KB.
Oh, no. Oh, Dad. Please protect Dad.
Oh.
Whoa. Hey. My man. I saw it, Dad. I saw it. Woof.
Are you crazy?
Tell you, KB is a natural leader.
Yeah. Killing the game. I like that the hover bikes feel convincingly janky.
Yeah, right?
Oh.
Oh.
No. Neil.
I'm okay. Just keep going.
It's okay. You'll hold him off.
A tisket, a tasket, a nail in a basket.
Call your girl for backup. Have your port town ransacked.
That's literally, it's like Port Royale.
Isn't the ship the best?
Kids know how to fly this thing?
You can fly?
They're locked in.
Try it again.
The landing gear.
The lights are stuck. We can't take off.
Docking clamps. We have to restore power to open them.
Damn it.
All the power relays are routed through.
Oh boy.
Power.
Can you turn them on?
Meg yike.
You are talking to a level 7 systems
Aw,
coordinator.
there it is.
Get the bike.
Get the bike.
My dad's a nerd.
No one can turn this thing on but me.
Hold on. I'm almost there.
Wowie.
I found a turbo laser.
These cowards are giving us no trouble, Captain. Few of them who are armed, we've made examples of.
Hey, don't injure too many of them. I need them as workers. I need the mint intact.
Yeah.
Barrier was supposed to protect you from this. It was supposed to keep you safe from the galaxy. And now we have to do something.
Hey, you got this far.
Yeah, the galaxy's scary and dangerous everywhere we went, even the worst places.
There were good people.
Aw.
There were good people too.
Look for the helpers.
Ugh, I needed that today.
People that can help us.
Yeah. That's getting me misty-eyed.
See those droids over there? If we can get one of their blasters, we can stun Jod and then burn.
He'll shoot you.
That's why you need to create a distraction.
Yeah.
You two, stop scheming and listen.
Takes a schemer to know one.
Citizens of At Achrann, I have taken control. If you follow my orders, my men will show you mercy.
Of course.
You all now work for me.
You work for Jod Corp.
Jod Corp.
Yep. Onboarding begins
my
Monday.
God.
Lean hard, now!
Oh. Action Dad. Oh, fun. Got a little aqueduct, a little reservoir. Oh, nice locked off shot.
I might have just opened a path.
I'm up here. Hold your fire, you idiot. Sorry, Captain. It was the speeder bike. Heading for your position, but don't worry, we got him.
Oh, do you know? Damn. Not bad.
I called the X-Wings. It's over.
Oh, really? I thought the barrier jammed all communication.
Not if you have the crystal of the founders. That we discovered, guarded by an ancient warrior. way up in the northern mountains.
That's quite a tale.
I'm just giving you a chance to surrender now, because the whole entire Jedi army is on their way.
Yeah.
There's no Jedi army.
You gotta know that.
The Jedi are all dead.
Sure.
Wait, but that's just what they want you to think. Wim found the crystal a long time ago, and he's been working with the Jedi to lure you here and trap you.
Wim is secretly 300 years old.
If you let Fern and her mom go, I'll call them off.
Wim, you need to work on that story.
Oh, careful, Dad.
Baby, we got it!
Come on. Come on.
I can't believe that worked.
Get it?
You brought your Do not do that again.
Yeah, you losing
Everyone
control.
where I can see you. Come on.
He really doesn't want to kill him.
Yeah. He wants to be bad, but is he really?
How are you flying that thing?
Oh, I have a little help.
Oh, my man! You said it. You said it.
Lock main cannon on that ship.
No. Hey.
Turbo Blaster back online, baby.
Hey. My man. Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
He got a couple good shots off.
He did.
That old ship, it took off. It got away.
Children, you think you can send your ship out for help? You don't know what you've done.
What have you done?
Kim, pirates are attacking our planet. You said to call you if we needed help.
Child, you found your way back to At Achrann?
Yes, I'm sending you the coordinates.
Oh, boy.
Can you send your friends in the X-Wing fighters?
X-Wings? I'll contact the New Republic. They're the greatest pirate busters in the galaxy.
Oh, golly.
I got a hyperspace route straight to you. They'll be there in 2 minutes.
Oh, God.
They're gonna have to find some way to get through the barrier that's hiding our path.
Nor. Don't you harm that beautiful
Not the
ship.
Onyx Cinder.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take evasive maneuvers.
Dizzle.
Can you hear me?
I got the message through, but I'm hit. I'm going down.
Best damn walkie in the galaxy. Oh, boy.
Oh, it's like the Emperor making Luke watch all the ships.
Fixing it.
Fixing it.
You can fix anything, sweetie.
Oh.
She'll never make it.
Yeah, how you feel about that, man? Oh. Oh, dude.
Didn't need to be like this. Doesn't matter who you call, they can't get through the barrier.
That can destroy the barrier.
Oh, boy.
Bird, we can't.
Oh, that face.
Yep. Oh, shoot. Nor.
Oh, he's giving in.
Yeesh, man. To see the blue in such sinister framing always and with such formidable, foreboding sound. Oh, shit.
Jedi has no attachments.
I'll kill him. Wim, tell your son to step away.
You're no Jedi.
Oh.
You lied, and now the real good guys are coming.
They're good guys. No one's coming to save you, boy. Grow up!
Oof.
He
That's
had to.
not...
What?
When I was your age, all I cared about was not starving. I was living in a hole in the ground. And a Jedi found me. She may have been desperate and ragged like me, but she told me I had potential. She only taught me a little before they hunted her down.
Woof.
And they made me watch whilst they killed her.
Whoa.
Oh, boy.
That's the galaxy. It's dark, with a few pinpricks of light. And for those, I'll kill who I need to kill.
Wow.
Now let go. That's what he says.
Oh.
I don't want to hurt anyone. I don't want to damage this wonderful planet. I want you can all go back to work. Making credits. What is it you call it? The great work? Beautiful. You can
Beautiful.
all carry on exactly as you were before.
That's not the great work.
Crafting the one thing that means something in this galaxy. Cold. Hard. Credits.
Oof. Oof. Get that wolf like me. Oh my God.
He's gonna do it.
Oh my God. This time, face it the right way.
Oh, is he gonna force the lightsaber into him?
Oh my God. Oh my God. Whoa. Fascinating. Game of leverage.
Oh, please!
Come on.
Ow. For the Republic. Yeah, let's go.
Damn. Whoa. Whoa.
Wow.
The light. Oh, yeah. There you
my
go,
boy.
Oh my God. Wowie.
Wow.
Retracing every little footstep. Wow.
Wow. Welcome back to the galaxy.
Welcome back to Lake Tahoe. My God, it's full of stars.
Red 5
shit.
standing by.
Oh yeah, where's my dude at?
Oh, ooh,
Oh.
bringing in the B-Wings.
B-Wings.
Setting shields double forward.
Here we go.
Oh,
Hey, what'd it do?
oh, look at that.
Fun. Oh my God. Nice smoke sims.
Yeah. Oh, that poor guy left behind.
Wowie. Interesting.
Man, we've never seen them like really in combat in live action.
Nor. That's badass. That's devastating.
Harrison Dula was.
Oh. It's weird. I'm a little sad for him.
I'm sad for him too.
Look at that. Oh, buddy. He looks so dejected. Oh my God, no. No. Oh shit.
Wow.
The destruction. And also what happens now that they've been revealed.
Well, the Republic gets a much needed capital injection.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Woof. Whoa. Oh, shit. Oh. She spits out like 100 credits.
Did we win?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did. Not only did you stick the landing, so did the show.
Yep.
One of my better landings, that is.
Hey, my man.
Get out from under that thing!
Come on. Don't want to have a whole adventure just to get crushed at the end.
Yep. You said it.
Hey, little guy.
Come on.
Hey, Wim. Looks like you don't have to take assessment anymore.
Take the ship and fly off.
I tell ya, it's not the last we saw of Captain Wem. Ooh, look at that Carillion cruiser.
Hey, buddy. Getting ideas. Alvin! Oh, then they restored power to the city.
Wow. I think they really stuck that landing.
Yeah. Somehow Palpatine returned.
You know,
What? What do I know?
I appreciate the restraint.
It's nice to see something that comes to a conclusion. You know, I feel
Yeah.
like a Star Wars, especially many things, any Marvel, Star Wars, or otherwise, comes with a certain, I think, expectation that there will be some massive revelation at the end that's gonna rearrange your entire perception of things. And I do think that I'm curious to know how people respond to this. because
it'll be mixed. I think.
Yeah, they concluded their story and they let this be just the final chapter of that, almost to a definitive degree. Like you could imagine that any of these characters could come back, but it's not really saying that much at all, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I think they left it open-ended enough to where there's definitively an opportunity. And I got, and maybe I'm wrong, I got the sense watching his ship go down and seeing the sacrifice that all the kids and the dad and all of them are willing to make, that was a moment of, I think, redemption, and sort of maybe watching the ship go down, as like horrible as it is, but seeing the Republic back, like obviously he's not there yet and it's going to take him some time, but like I think that he might be able to be worked on.
I feel like there's like, what I guess I liked a lot of things about this, and I think one thing I love the most is that here in the Afterglow, it does feel like with Jod Na Nawood, Jude Law, and the writing of that character, you got a very interesting snapshot of this guy now that makes a very fun, he provides a very fun function for the show, in that for the first half, he's this avuncular presence who's, you know, comforting in the face of all this intrigue and these new worlds and this, you know, the you know, scary parts of the journey. And then as the kids get more confident, his intentions are revealed. And then, you know, I was impressed at how it took until this episode to click, like, no, he is just the villain of this series right now. But this also feels very genuinely like a chapter out of this character's life. He gave a brief nod to where he came from in a way that I could at least begin, because of his performance and what he's brought to it thus far and the notes that he's played and the little tells his character has, I was able to just extrapolate a little mind's eye, you know, like one of those little slides of where he came from in my mind.
Well
and
said.
also I could imagine this being just the beginning for a character like this, for his journey. Like, this is the kind of character I could imagine popping up again anywhere and being used for, I feel like there's a better phrasing than just being used for, but providing.
He provides a really sort of unique vantage point and perspective. And I'll tell you, I would pay good money to watch a scene with him in a conversation with Luke.
Sure. Like, oh, yeah. Like, absolutely.
You know, or even Ahsoka, or, you know, because I think there's a sort of an interesting, and tell me if you read this differently. Mm-hmm. And this gets into a little bit of lore stuff for a moment. But when he was telling his story and he described his master as somebody who was also was starving, you know, was like him. I wonder if the master took him on after Order 66.
Could have been.
So he never experienced the Jedi in a traditional sense. He, even joining and taking on, you know, a Padawan ship, or even as a youngling, it was post Order 66, and somebody that was, you know, which is really, really interesting to me, because other than like Ezra, who, if you remember from we watched
Bridger.
Together. Yeah.
Ezra Bridger.
Ezra Bridger.
He grew up. He filled out.
Yeah, he did. Did with beautiful hair.
Hey.
But he's really the only other example, I guess Sabine as well, of sort of the Jedis who were trained as Jedis post Order 66, pre Luke Skywalker, which is not a great time to be trained as a Jedi. And so that, and to me, that's really, really interesting, because he has no, it's not even like the Republic coming back is like a thing that he can like hold on to, like, oh, those were the good old days, you know. And I think that added a really interesting, I appreciate how open-ended they left it. And I also appreciate that he has the ability to, like, I don't think he's inherently if he was a bad dude, he would have slaughtered all those people.
Yeah, and I think they rung like, as much as you can sometimes tell in various shows, stories, whatever, when someone says, don't do it or I'll kill this person, like chances are they're not gonna because it's their whole leverage.
Yeah.
Like here, I did keep wondering, like when it gets to be Wim's dad, you're sort of like, I bet he's probably not gonna do that. But like there are a number of times where you're like wondering if it will come down to that. And in this episode, it certainly convinced me like, there was a time when I wasn't thinking about there being a sympathetic wrap up. I was entertaining all possibilities. I was like, he really does seem committed to this, steadfast to this, and like, yeah, like any of the good elements we saw before are superficial as compared to like what this true nature of the character is. But by the time we got to the end, I was in a much more interesting place than that.
Yeah. Well, he was emulating the world that he lived in.
Yeah,
not who he is. Which I think is, as he put it, a sliver of light. And I think watching all of them continue, like, impossible to not see a reflection of himself. Impossible to not, like, even him wanting to protect the planet. Like, I don't believe what he was saying was insincere. Like, the great work and all, like, for, but he just... again, and I said this from the very beginning when we first met him, like, what would a former Jedi who survived all the atrocities of the Inquisitors and all, what would they want more than anything else? Just be able to have a good night's sleep.
Yeah.
And a place they can't find you.
A safe haven where, you never have to worry. And there's an interesting thing about the end of this because there is a level of triumph to all of the trappings, the tone, as the X-Wings, as the cavalry, invades and we turn the tide on the pirates and the light changes and all that stuff. And it's interesting because on the one hand, Jod's not doing the right thing, but part of your mind does bargain that sort of like, man, I get it though. And like, really, if you're just going to kind of keep things moving as usual and just skim a little for yourself, like I suppose this long forgotten mint planet couldn't be that much the worse off. And hey, for all that you've been through, this would be some kind of, oddly, I could see this being your bridge to like stopping your life of, swashbuckling and piracy and just, finding a tenable scenario. And in a way, you're like, I could imagine after this hostile takeover, how that might work out benevolently, kind of maybe in the future. But, it can't end there.
Yeah.
But also, the kids do effectively, in saving the day, reveal the planet to the rest of the galaxy and change the way of life for everybody there.
Which
and
I think is really the other, like, the two most compelling things about this episode. And I think of the overarching, like, we often exchange freedom for comfort.
Sure. And security.
And not to get like too thoughty about it. Thoughty?
Yeah, this isn't Andor, all right.
No, but
save it.
But it is though, right? Like the Greg told me I have to talk faster, so I'm going to try to do that really well.
We want coy speeds.
All right, everybody. So here's what I'm thinking about this episode. I'm thinking that when we have a planet that's going out,
duplicitousness of Jod Na Nawood.
Yeah. What I'm trying to say is that when you have a planet that's really far away from all the other planets, and you're trying to think of all the different stuff that's going on there, and people are just so comfortable in their way of life, and it's really hard for them to do anything but their way of life. So. And there's just this fear of I tried. I really can't.
That was good. At first, I was like, "Oh, this isn't so much the bit as you were just segueing into your point."
I was trying to get to my point, but I don't know how to talk as fast as Coy.
I don't. I don't too. It's all good.
No, the planet itself and sort of this like seclusion in exchange for peace and prosperity, and there's always food in the grocery store, and you don't question it. Not to get like political or anything, but like. It sort of reminds me of like a post-Cold War United States sort of existing in this like everything's great, like we're just doing our thing, and
we're just chilling over here.
But there's these sort of outside fears, and all of these things that like how much are you willing to trade? Are you willing to trade a Patriot Act for freedom?
Sure.
Like is the safety of a controlled, and it's sort of, I think, a very sort of timely question where like we are so quick to take that for granted, and quite literally everybody just fell into the trappings of that because nobody likes to be uncomfortable. You know, and I think that was such a beautifully done sort of the kids experiencing it and being able to reconcile that all the fears and concerns that their parents and the previous generations had about the galaxy at large, all of them were valid.
Mm-hmm.
But there is always light in the darkness. And trying to remove yourself from it, trying to protect yourself rather than being that light is a great disservice to the world or the galaxy at large. And
can in a way contribute to the darkness, to
well,
bolster
that's
the darkness.
Exactly it. The more secluded you become, the more, I mean, look at all that they learned and all that they experienced on their journey.
And the way they kept bringing those things back, whether it be, you know, a skill or just a little moment of discerning or a little bit extra maturity, like you could feel both the specific events of the journey, but also just like the emotional, you know, the little arc for the characters of the journey along the way.
Yeah. Well, and that's a good segue into chatting about the characters of the show, the real meat and potatoes.
Wim's dad.
Wim's dad.
Wim's dad.
I mean,
Tunde Adebimpe out here.
Those kids did such a great job.
Yeah.
And like, we don't give enough credit, my opinion, to like the challenges of being a child actor.
Mm-hmm.
And what those kids brought was like light and magic.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny because, you know, you and I were talking about like, it took us a minute to get their names.
Sure.
And at first I was like, does that mean I don't like them? And then by the end, I'm like, if anybody touches Wim,
yeah.
like I'll wreck them.
That's the thing I expect to get the most sort of smoothed out upon, again, like a more paced rewatching of this is like, because I thought the kids did a really nice job across the board, and I was pulled into their journey. I feel like you get the most depth and the most resonance out of Jod across the board, and the most sort of complex stuff comes from him.
Well, think about I'm making an assumption here. I think most of these kids probably have done a couple small little things.
Sure.
This is obviously the biggest thing they've ever done.
Oh, sure.
Could you imagine they're like, all right, and we're pairing you with Jude Law.
Yeah.
And I think what was as we like look back on the series at large, I think from their journey and arc, the two episodes that really stuck out to me, and I think they were one right after the other, was when the group split up, which I think gave some much needed breathing room to let each of the characters really step into their own.
Agree.
And it's interesting because at first I was like, I wish they would have done that earlier, or more consistently. But then I thought about it, and Fern and KB, their dynamic and the payoff of KB's really emotional moment, which really, like, my chest stopped beating for a minute watching that sequence.
Yeah.
They needed to show how like all of that, as I take like the larger look at it, was intentional for that payoff.
Mm-hmm.
I really I'm like, what would I do differently? But I'm not gonna lie, I'm a pretty creative guy. I would have never thought to make this show.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of what I love about it. You know, it's not a thing that we knew we needed, but it's definitely something that was very much missing in the galaxy. And
I think it finds a very conscientious way of speaking to, and this might be presumptuous of me to say, but as a more dyed-in-the-wool, citizen of the galaxy, far, far away. You can tell me if this tracks. But like, I feel like this show found a very smart way to like be accessible to and appeal to the youthful route I think people are eager to kind of like smush over to the side and pretend like isn't there a lot of the time, or people often bemoan for feeling, I don't know, juvenile or patronizing. This has the youthful, like, Star Wars has kids in mind, and this speaks well to that, but it also doesn't eschew the stuff that you want that's a little bit darker, that's exploring another genre, that's getting to some kind of more resonant emotional place. And yeah, I feel like this nicely managed between the journey of the kids and the journey of Jod. You have a little bit of both, and it's like I think it's underrated that the niche of, and I guess this was I don't remember what the TV rating for this was, but this seems like the kind of thing that like
TV 14.
Well, the Andor one's is TV. Was this also TV 14? Yeah,
no, I don't think so.
Because I feel like this might not be quite that level, and to that end, I feel like this is something that you could.
I had my niece and nephew, who are 8 and 6 respectively, have loved this show.
Yeah, and it's one of those things that I think it those things that you can watch as a young person. It's like kid horror that's like not super rubberized. It is like is an underserved thing, and it's valuable. It's like the things that can show you as a child some peril, some things that are a little bit kind of maybe nerve-wracking or scary a little bit, but that also kind of help you to learn about and sort of see some of those harder parts of the world in a safe environment that's also fun and fanciful.
And I think it is a marvelous thing when you can be two different ages, watch the same thing, and have two completely different takeaways.
Yeah.
You know that moment when the dad got over the chasm and landed on the other side, and he had this like excited childlike wonder about
Did you
him.
see?
I couldn't help but sort of feel that way about how I enjoy this show. You know, where it's like, yeah, okay, maybe this wasn't made specifically for me, but I'm able to enjoy and celebrate this thing that like brings me to a time and place that I think we all miss. And part of why like Star Wars has sort of the unique benefit of not just being a fantastic, fascinating bit of lore to explore, but it also is a story that exists in our memory and nostalgia and brings us to a different time and place. And I think a lot of the disappointments often stem from the fact that we're not able to transport ourselves back into that time and place, which is an impossible ask. But every once in a while, you get a piece of content that really puts you there. And I think this was similar to how I felt seeing the prequels in theaters as a kid. Like fun, exciting, on the edge of my seat. There's a sense of childlike wonder. Whereas a lot of the Star Wars content after that I consumed as I got older, I started viewing it for very different reasons and looking for different things. But it was nice to just have Star Wars for the sake of just having fun.
Well, I think this seems like it is made for you, but it's made for a few kinds of people, and that's a nice thing. Is I feel like
for us.
It's made for a little bit for kids and a little bit for adults and a little bit for diehard fans and a little bit for anyone could probably access this, and I think that's also a conscientious thing to do, and I don't think that every project needs to be for everybody, and I do think it would be good for Star Wars to figure out how to have multiple different projects for different audiences in a way that doesn't like create a real nasty discourse. You know, it's like I can understand the growing pains of recent Star Wars has had a lot of debate about like who is this for and are we shutting out any number of other people? And
not everything needs to be for everybody.
Yeah,
and not everything is for everybody.
Be.
Yeah, that's just not how the world works.
But this at this point in time, this juncture of Star Wars, like the what I perceive to be where they were aiming feels like a well-timed and very nicely kind of broad appealing thing.
Well, and I think the other thing is trust creatives. You know.
Well, yeah, and have trust creatives and also allow the time and grace for them to map something out and make sure it's sound like, you know, we'll see how it goes with DC, but I think that James Gunn theory like is the is a correct way to proceed. Sort of like, hey,
I mean, that's always been my biggest gripe about Star Wars in the Disney era.
Star Wars and Marvel TV have both had that same problem of like half the time, the sterling example for me is Loki season 2. In the midst of everything else that had come in the phase up till that point, it was like, oh my God, this is like a night and day difference. I can tell this feels mostly like it was planned out and ironed out in advance, so we knew what we were embarking on. And yes, you can still adjust things beyond that, but yeah, not made with adjusting in mind. And this didn't feel like it was made with any adjusting in mind.
And that's sort of the there is a sort of a little bit of a pickle that Disney put themselves in that they created a sequel trilogy which did not have a singular coherent vision, which I will never, till the day I die, understand how that transpired. Actually, I know how that transpired. I will never understand why they let it transpire.
Sure.
And then, a credit where credit's due. They promote Dave Filoni. They empower several really brilliant creative minds, people like Pablo Hidalgo, Happy from
John.
I like the idea of just calling him Happy.
Happy.
That's all I know him from. There's no other career outside of that. Didn't do anything.
He's never swung in his life.
No, not a single hit. But you watch them, and they have threaded as well as they can a connective tissue between episodes 6 and episode 7, and subsequently try to explain the bridge between the originals to the sequel trilogy. I'm excited for this next chapter because I think the lesson was learned. I think these TV shows, a lot of which I think were greenlit in haste during the Chapek.
We need to announce a slate.
No, but actually, every slate. We have a shareholder meeting next week.
We got 10 ass properties.
So we're going to put a timeline of shows that people are going to get real heated about. And, but I think that era is done.
Yes.
I think that we especially after the Mandalorian movie, and then I assume what will be the kind of final movie to wrap it all up, the Thrawn connective tissue movie. I think we can move on.
It would be nice.
We can move to a different chat, and it's and I appreciate it because listen, at the end of the day, the sequels were made. They, short of changing time and space, can't go back and fix that.
Oh, give it time.
You think?
I wouldn't put a lot of money on it, but I've just seen too many franchises go to a point where they're willing to be like, this is only a sequel to parts 1, 2, and whatever, So I don't think Star Wars would do that, but I wouldn't count it out for all time, always. 50 years down the line, you never know.
I think if Carrie Fisher were still around, maybe. But
fair.
I think that they had what they had, and they captured.
They did what they
could, and but regardless, in this time, the dark times, there has been some wonderful nuggets of storytelling.
There have been,
and at the end of the day, John, did you have fun?
I had a blasty blast. This was lovely, and this was a fun, action-packed finale. I liked the notes they left us off with. I'm excited to watch it again, and I keep coming back to that, but I am very curious to now behold this again as a piece, at pace.
I'm excited to watch it with my niece and nephew.
Yeah, exactly. To share it with some folks.
Not that I didn't enjoy watching it with you.
No.
But you do have the attention span of a 6-year-old.
What? I like too that they brought the ending. It's sort of long gestating, and a lot of the parent stuff is them being at home freaking out. But I did like too that they brought the sort of classic 80s coming of age trope of like the parents have to listen to the kids now after they have done so much to tell them to get back in line. The kids are finally like, no, you don't understand. And so yeah, like when the droids finally go down and Wim's like, no, I can actually tell you now. Like we gotta go. Like stuff like that was really fun. And
it's sort of a beautiful and it's one of the fun parts about getting older is there are those moments where your dynamics change with your family and you begin to find yourself and it's cool. I mean, like watching him turn the lightsaber on, and being like, you know what, he's not a joke anymore. You know, this kid was able to form a coherent plan and a vision and executed on it, and and I think that's part of why Jod dropped the gun. Like
it's interesting. Like that's what I've been loving about this show so far is like, again, I know we touched about it last week is there's this sort of like understatement in the moment that then germinates into something richer in your mind. And it's like, I think if I had to levy any kind of like, again, oh, you maybe could have done this, I'm like, I feel like there's maybe a crescendo you could have gotten to with Fern a little bit more, I feel like, of everybody. Like, I feel like Neil had his episode, KB had hers.
I completely agree with that.
It culminates with Wim. I feel like Fern maybe got a little slighted in that, I didn't feel like there was a punctuation or like a true resolve after everything with KB.
I think her sort of trying to resist while the others were playing along when they got to At Achrann was their attempt at that. And I don't think it's fully, and not for lack of performance either. I just don't think there was enough material there for her to, especially not being the one able to pull the leva cronk.
Yeah.
You know, like,
she does like finally convince her mom, but it is that thing of, I guess the kids do feel more like ensemble with emphatic moments for each person rather than like 4 full characters.
Her relationship with her mom, though, and that sort of moment of trust.
Yeah.
I like, maybe not a crescendo, but certainly a higher note than
a validation of the theme of the character,
how far she's gone.
Yeah, and like the validation of the fact that like you are clearly for this planet's status quo, you know, the squeaky wheel who were trying so hard to get to just fall in line, damn it, but also like we absolutely needed exactly what you have right now, and also I needed a little bit of that too, because they're super cautious and they're super, you know, committed to like, no, there's systems in place. And like I thought that was a nice, if you want to talk subversion of expectations, you get the reveal, I guess, was that Stephen Fry?
Actually we didn't check. It has to be.
But you get that final, like,
I'd be willing to bet some cold hard credits on that.
Like that reminded me of both Tron and also, 2001's got the Howl, any red dot is Hal. But I thought that was kind of just a fun, it's such a loaded thing. You're like, is this a Wizard of Oz scenario? Is this a benevolent machine? Is this some kind of other sinister force?
It's funny because I'm pretty sure in one of the earlier videos of ours that I had a feeling that it was some kind of centralized intelligent droid.
At first, I thought it was going to be like a Twilight Zone, and it was just like, there's nobody here. Like, everybody just left, and it's just been like on autopilot or something.
That would have been neat.
Because it was empty, and it looks like there are places, I don't know, there's so many racks of buttons you could have.
I think what was interesting that I didn't expect is for them to know that it was a droid.
Sure.
That to me was the bigger surprise of...
oh, of course. It's, yes.
Like, why did nobody mention this?
Yeah.
But
it also kind of, I don't know, it kind of makes sense given what it is and how it's been able to just like exist as it has up till now.
You know what I think the most relatable part of the show was?
What's that?
Stealing a ship, breaking the barrier that divides you from the rest of the known galaxy, risking your life and the lives of potentially millions just because you don't want to take a test at school.
Yup. A little bit though. Like that's also a layer. That's also part of the cake,
I was like, you know what? That is the most relatable content that I have Yeah, that was
and
the first
part of you thinks he's watching those X-Wings at the end like, can I get them to take me so I really don't have to take the test?
For real, though.
He's like, I know he ends up saying I don't have to take the test anyway, but yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah. And how nice, because if they can play their cards right and they can handle the map right, it'll be really cool when somebody from here shows back up later. Either one of the kids is older or Jude Law comes back. Like there's a lot that's really fun.
And I think that's something. Stephen Fry.
Hey, there you go.
That.
Nice. That
Good
was
job,
cool.
Internet.
That was cool to have him in there. He's got a good voice. He does a lot of audiobooks.
You know what's crazy though? They never told us who Captain Renard was voiced by.
Oh, it's true. It's true. Maybe they're saving him. I mean, I would love for like a pirate pocket of the Star Wars universe if they could find a way to like. That's the other thing that's been very nice about this is I feel like fun injection of genre, and you end off on like the ships are invading, and the little all the little boats are coming out, and like they did a nice map of that just genre.
I would enjoy it. Do you know who Hondo Ohnaka is?
I know this name. I'm not gonna.
So Hondo is the kind of the infamous space pirate / just absolute character.
Do we meet Hondo in a
Hondo Ohnaka?
Do we meet Hondo in a show?
No, not in Clone Wars.
All right, fine.
But yeah, Hondo is great. Hondo is actually at Galaxy's Edge. Smuggler's Run.
Okay. Then I've seen.
Yeah, he's the
I've seen
animatronic.
Hondo.
And it's Jim Cummings. Jim Cummings. So
prolific voice actor.
I love that he's Hondo Ohnaka and Tigger.
Yeah,
that was not a good Tigger impression.
It's okay. Oh bother.
And Pooh, for that matter. But yeah, no, it was a really sort of he's like a really fun pirate character, and I agree. I think exploring these different aspects of the galaxy that we don't usually get to really see, and to see that culture play out and to play around with different genres. And I appreciate how focused the show, like it got off the beaten path once or twice. The only episode that I'll tell you was really kind of wholly forgettable for me was when we met Owl Lady.
Sure. What episode was that? Two or three? Okay.
And it just, none of that landed for me. And I realized that like the point of the episode was to introduce us to Owl Lady so that they could call the X-Wing at the end.
And I mean, that is the most fantastical seeming thing they did, I think.
And like to me, and I'm not going to lie, I was super sad that the X-Wing fighter pilot that you always talk about, his name's Carson.
Carson. My man.
And
Carson t-shirt. He's always out here.
Yeah, he's just always.
They should do like a beat cop show in the galaxy.
So I hate to break it to you.
Chips.
Star
Wars chips.
No. I'm literally going to break your heart right now.
Are they making Star Wars chips?
No. There was a TV show that was greenlit called The Rangers of the New Republic, and he was supposed to be one of the main characters.
What?
Which is why he's everywhere, because he was supposed to be crossover. And then when what's her name got canceled from Mando.
Gina Carano. Cara Dune. Gina Carano.
Yeah. But now she's uncanceled.
Cool character.
But I don't think we're getting that show back. Which is a shame, because I was really looking forward to that. I feel like the New Republic has always been this like, okay.
That would be cool. That would be worth exploring. And clearly in the sequels, the New Republic is not the best institution. So like.
Do you know why?
Because it's hard to govern anything.
Yeah, we'll get into that in another episode.
I want a Star Wars film noir, like a Chinatown that reveals like some kind of the water.
Ooh, like Murder on the Mando Express.
Murder, yes.
Oh, Murder on the
Nightmare at 30,000 parsecs.
Murder on the Alderaan Express.
Onderon. I'm sorry. I knew one Star Wars word and I
space race
crammed. Have you seen that meme of the guy? He's putting pegs into holes and the girl's like watching him and it's like the square peg goes in the square hole. That's right. The round peg goes in the square hole. She just goes more and more crazy as he keeps putting them all in the square hole. Anyway.
John?
Yes, Miguel.
I think we should end this
Never.
with a lightning round Star Wars trivia for you.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes.
Okay. Number 1. What is the name
Oh, no.
of Jabba the Hutt's little grimy
his
sidekick?
little buddy. His little buddy.
His little buddy. And his name is not Little Buddy.
It's not. Oh, I know this, and I
In
can't.
3.
Oh, it's not.
2.
It's not.
1.
It's Dexter Jetster.
Salacious Crumb.
Salacious Crumb. I always think that that's from a Vonnegut book. I always think that I get I get Salacious Crumb confused with R. Crumb.
That's fair.
So that's why.
I think
in fact, every time I hear that, I'm like, Salacious Crumb is a Star Wars? Wow.
What is the name?
Max
of
Rebo.
What is the name of Palpatine's master?
Darth Tyrannus.
Is his apprentice.
Wait, Darth Sidious.
Is his name.
Darth, wait a minute. Hold on. There's another Darth. Is it a Darth? Is it a Wayne?
It's
All
a
right.
Darth.
Darth Plagueis.
Yes.
Yes, we got there eventually.
Yeah,
I
first
know
you
the
named
Darths.
Tyrannus. Who is Darth Tyrannus?
He's Count Dookie.
Yeah, Count
Yeah.
Dookie. That's right.
That's
Good-
right.
good job. Look at that.
Christopher Lee.
Yeah.
Bent lightsaber.
What happened to Captain Panaka from? You remember Captain Panaka
Definitely. I just learned about Captain Panaka.
from Episode 1, the Naboo security guy who was in charge of protecting the Queen.
Definitely.
Had the cool hat.
He did.
He did.
I remember. This
What
is pod
role
racing.
did he end up taking after the fall of the Republic?
Oh, Treasurer.
Grand Moff.
Grand Moff. Well done.
Yeah. Well, good
done.
on him.
Taking over for old Tarks.
No, he was just a Moff.
Climbing that ladder to eventually be old Tarks.
Wow. What happened to Tarkin?
He got electrified.
Electrified?
Yeah. He got dead.
He got dead? Yeah, he blew up in the Death Star.
He got real dead on the Death Star.
Yeah. All right.
That's
Final
it?
question.
That's it. Okay, fine. Here we go. For all
Final
all the bucks.
Question.
All the points.
Are you ready?
It all comes down to this.
Okay.
SM33, Nick Frost, shout out. Love it. Love that he's in the show. He's got a bigger role in Star Wars than Simon Pegg does. And I loved every second of it. Anyway, let's do this. What's the last question?
I'm trying to remember his Simon Pegg's funny line of, that'll be 2 hydro flask cups. What the hell were those? Dehydration. Like, what were those called?
Oh,
boy.
I'm not going to tell you.
Oh, you know?
Because I know, and I'm
Do
just-
you know?
No. Don't know.
Why would you do that? All right.
'Kay.
Final
It's not a
Star
lie,
Wars
it could
trivia
sell.
question. And then, guys, there is no more Star Wars content
It's
until
literally
Andor
just
Season
us
2.
trying not to let go.
And that's literally the end of all Star Wars content for 2025.
Wow.
So we only have one show together, John.
Oh,
Are we going to do Andor?
we should do Andor.
Okay.
I mean,
Final-
I was on the first season of Andor with, I think, Greg. Did we do a treat? I got to go back and look. I lose track sometimes of who was where. If it was Ace or if it was you.
the
I guess it wasn't you.
First Chancellor. It was not me. It was me. Maybe it
Were
was
you
me.
on Andor? Maybe it was just me and Greg.
No, I watched it on the channel
Yeah.
by myself.
Wow.
Maybe it wasn't on the channel.
Oh.
What was the name of the first Chancellor
Okay.
of the new
Oh.
Republic?
Chancellor. Oh, come on.
You know them. You love them.
Chancellor Lando Calrissian. Chancellor Leia.
You're getting closer.
Chancellor Han Solo.
Jesus Christ. Can you imagine Han Solo in charge of a massive bureaucracy?
Chancellor Chewie. Chancellor. Yeah. Chancellor. Who's left? Luke didn't do that shit.
Mon
Mothma.
Well done.
Mon Mothra. Mon Mothma, who we hung out a bunch with in Andor.
And hopefully season 2.
That's right.
Well-
see more political intrigue.
Enough of our thoughts and feelings.
What are your thoughts and feelings?
No, I think we're done.
This made sorry. This made my day better.
This
Until
made-
now.
This made my day better.
You silenced
Guys, on behalf of myself and the entire Real Reject family, we just wanted to say,
me. Be safe out there.
And I'll see you in Japan.
Yes, come track down Michael in Japan and then send us a picture of it or it didn't happen.
Live long and prosper.
Stargate SG-1.